Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is NK Charming. For those of you that are seeing this page for the very first time, you are very much welcome, and you won't want this to be your last. Trust me guys, like this page is so packed with so much knowledge, so much tutorials, so much things to upgrade yourself with, and you wouldn't want this page to pass you by. So we do a favor by clicking the subscribe button and the notification icon so if I want to upload a new video. Don't forget to like our video as well, as it will mean a whole lot to us. And if you're a returning subscriber, guys, you guys are the real MVP. So in this tutorial, we're going to learn how to carve brows, especially for beginner, but then in an updated way. Previous carving techniques, we just go straight to the brows and then more or less give the shape you want. As you guys know, makeup evolves, so as every other part of makeup, every detail for makeup also evolves. That also includes the way you carve your brows. So I'm using a hair wax to flatten the hair, just to make sure that the hairs are all in the same direction and none of them is left standing. You see what, because most clients, some of them have full hairs, and you really want to make all the hairs to be so flat, and for it to be easy for you to, like, you know, carve out the excesses, right? Now, although this my particular muse hair is not actually as full or as bushy as most clients, but then you still need to give the brows a particular shape before going over to draw your brows. As a makeup artist, I would really advise, if you are going to use hair wax or normal edge control, I would actually use a little amount, not so much amount of edge control, because hair wax most times doesn't really go very well with foundation. So if you're using hair wax, I would advise use little amount, because it's actually oily to some extent. So when you use a huge amount of hair wax on your client, it tends to, let's say, it tends to make the foundation not to stay one, and then makes it difficult for you to draw your brows. So use a little amount of hair wax. Okay, now when it comes to carving the brows, I will advise you start with the brow bone. As you can see what I am doing right now, I'm trying to curve the brow bone to give that brow bone the shape that I want. Although you can start from the origin, but then I love to start with the brow bone first, just so I will know where to proportion my origin. Now this is the origin you're working on right now. Origin is actually the beginning part of the brows. The part close to your nose contour is actually known as origin of the brows. And you have origin of the brows, you have your arc, you have your tail, and then you have your brow bone. The brow bone is also known as brow highlights, but then in this particular how to carve your brow tutorial, I'm going to be using your brow bone. Now for the upper part of your brow, I'll advise you take your blade and then use it to pick out the excesses of hair. As you can see what I'm trying to demonstrate right now, I'm trying to show you how to pick out the excesses of hair. I don't really like to more or less scrape the hair downwards before picking out the excesses. So you pick out the excesses, as you can see, gradually, because you don't want to more or less give your muse a cut. So be careful when you're trying to pick out excesses. Now, because all the hairs are lying down flat, it's very easy for you to just pick out the excesses and then create a very lovely shape of the brows. You can see what I'm doing right now. I'm picking out the excesses and then trying to create a lovely shape of the brows. Now, most makeup artists will actually start first by scraping it down before picking out excesses, but I prefer picking out the excesses first, ensuring that I have a very desired shape before going over to clean the upper part of the brows. Okay, now this method you should also be careful, because as you can see, my muse has she has pimples on her face, so you wouldn't want to be careless when doing it, because you end up opening those pimples on her face, and it won't be nice because you have to bleed. So when you're going to start cleaning out the excesses, do this method I'm trying to show you guys right here. Be careful while cleaning out the excesses. Now this method is just going to help, or to make it easy for you to make out that upper part of the brows to be clean, right? Because you don't really want to have so much kind of hair dangling around those regions. So you need to clean out those excesses, so you'll be having just the carved hair that you have there. So guys, in this particular video, after carving the hair upward and you're sure that you've cleaned the shape you want at the top part of the brow, you do the same thing for the down. You carve the hair downwards and you cut out excesses. So any hair that comes out of the line you've created at the down base, or should I say through the brow bone, you take it out. That way, no matter how you comb the hair, it won't exceed the line on top and exceed the line below. Okay, now while the tutorial is ongoing, I'm going to chip out few tips for you guys when it comes to carving your brows. Now it is actually preferable you use the normal hair wax for that, but if you're going to use edge control, like I said before, please use a little amount of edge control. Another thing is the kind of blade you use to carve your brows. Please work with a blade that's actually very flexible for you to use. Me personally, I love to use tiger blade because it's a bit hard and I am actually okay using it. It's flexible for me to work with, and it's not like extremely so sharp that can give you a cut so easily. So if you're using a blade, work with what you know you can easily work with. And that thing I would advise you to have is to keep a ventilated spirit alongside your kit, just in case of emergency. If adventure you give your muse a cut, most times these things are more or less inevitable when carving your brows of your muse. Accident can happen anytime, but as a makeup artist you need to be prepared in case such a situation occur. So you use that ventilated spirit to disinfect the wound or the cut you gave to your muse before doing any other thing. So you allow the cut to sit for some time, allow it to stop bleeding before going over to start doing your brow or continue with your makeup. This will also help to prevent irritation, also help to prevent the wound from getting infected. Okay, so guys, I'm going to go over to do the other side of the brows using a fast forward motion. I really have nothing much to say about the other side, but it's just same thing as I've just done in the other previous side of the brows. Just that as you're trying to carve, ensure that you're trying to mimic the same pattern that you did at the previous side, just so both brows look equal. Because if your brows carving is not looking equal, then you should know that you're having issues with your brows. It's because drawing your own brows, when it comes to draw your brows, you have issues. So guys, that is for today's tutorial. I really hope this actually helps someone to upgrade or update their own carving games. I'll be posting a video after this particular tutorial on how to draw your brows for beginners, like the best and easiest way for you to get your brows done. Thank you guys for sticking around to this very moment. I really appreciate for sticking around, and I will hope to see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to click on the notification icon so you can when I post a new video. See you guys in my next video. Bye.